What's happening, good people? Welcome to another edition of Who Cares? It's a segment where we bring up a subject and it's really about like, who really gives a crap what this guy behind the camera over here has to say? But also, I want to find out what you, the viewer, in the comments section down below, let me know what you think about the subject that we bring today. And so the first thing I want to ask you is, did you care about that little watermark that you saw when this first started? That whole thing saying this is a sponsored video? Well, it's not because of this, but this actually kind of brought on the subject of today. I got an email from a company asking to partner again, and I said, you know what, I would be agreeable to it, but listen, I'm not doing any more of those mini amps. If you haven't seen one, we dropped one like last week, and we have one more video like doing a shootout with them, but I said, listen, the whole YouTube guitar world is fed up with these tiny little mini amps. They all do the same thing at this point. So they replied back, they understood, and then they said that they had something that was completely like great for my channel. It aligns perfect with me. Here's the thing, like you could actually read it word for word, but this is a great product for guitar players and all that good stuff. Good for duets and all that stuff. When I saw it and saw the product they offered me, which is right here, I actually laughed and I'm like, I almost felt like, what are they fucking with me? It almost felt like one of the Bold Shredder's ridiculous offers of the week. And I said, so they actually got a free video out of this because I actually bought this with my own money. The reason why that watermark actually was up here is because of what I'm sitting on right now. I don't know if this video came out ahead of time, so if not, it's foreshadowing something that's gonna come out, but Stritch had kindly sent this out to me. So starting to get to the point of this video right here, I promise, is so whenever you get something, that is a sponsored video, even if they don't, if they just offer you the product, so you're supposed to use that watermark. So does that watermark put you off all of a sudden when you see it? Honestly, I never really cared about it myself. And as a content creator, I see that some people get some of these guitars, some of the same that you see I might be demoing at the same time, they got sent to those people. I click the watermark. So is the watermark making you feel like that I'm gonna click away? If so, then I have a disadvantage compared to the people that aren't doing that. Even though this video is not about this, that's considered product placement, so this would be on there too. And to be honest with you, you're even supposed to do it with like products where you get a percentage off of. So if you were to get say 75% or 50%, even 25% off of a product, you are supposed to do that watermark. Actually, the JHS Rat is around right up over there. Video I did that, I paid for that. They gave me a discount on it, and not the normal discount that you get from, you know, like a sale. That doesn't count. But when you get something because of you being a creator and you're gonna do a review, you're supposed to click that watermark. So yeah, so I laughed at this because they tried to make this thing sound like it was like the bee's knees, musical creativity, a kazoo, but it has 8 different membranes. So also comes with a little case. So now the way I'm talking and the way I'm describing it, that's really what the reviews are all about, is showing you what's in the package, how it comes. And I know some people think that like doing these tiny little amps, these little tchotchke stuff, well, as a small potatoes YouTube creator, you have to start somewhere. And some of these people, they're like, I ain't doing nothing until I get, you know, Fender or, you know, even somebody like NuX. And honestly, we just broke into the NuX territory, so that's pretty awesome. But you have to start somewhere. So, but to say that this aligns perfectly with my audience, I mean, I guess I could do some sort of duet. Yeah, so what do you think about that whole sponsored watermark thing? Does it drive you crazy that people don't click it when they're supposed to? Do you see it and automatically turn away? But just with the whole thing, with the whole sponsored content thing too, just because that watermark is there, it doesn't mean that you're like biased and you're not gonna say something. If everything's gonna be always roses and everything's always cheery, somebody is gonna come along and do a review of that product that isn't sponsored. And if it was dog shit and they do that review, they put it out there, then it's gonna make the other creator that got it lose credibility. And that's not saying that something could have been received by somebody that was crap and something was really good. But, you know, like, I'm not gonna shill away and lose integrity for, you know, a chair stand if I thought. I pointed out some things in this thing that wasn't necessarily the best, but a lot of time you get some criticism from doing those tiny little mini amps. I have a whole bunch of them over here and stuff like that. It's to show the product to people, because some people like to stay with a certain brand. So yes, the Stritch, the Acklot, the Leo James, they all look the same as far as the aesthetics. I think some of them do maybe have like different chipsets, so they might sound a little bit better. But yeah, just because someone's demoing it and then someone was like, well, you know what, it doesn't sound better than a Boss Katana, or it doesn't sound better than a Spark 2 or a Spark Go. Well, yeah, no duh, but it's also like a third of the price. So, and that's not what it's supposed to be. You know, as you grow as a creator, you start getting more offers, different types of stuff. I like to try to also buy my own stuff too, and a lot of it is funded through the community, which is pretty awesome. But like, I'm kind of shying away even from the sponsored stuff, unless it's like a bigger brand like Joyo, Nuix, anybody else want to jump on in. But there's some really good affordable stuff out there. But the problem is that for me, when I do it, I just get crap on it from people because saying it's cheap garbage, and they probably never played it before. So, but let me know what you thought about this mindless ramble. You've all been a fantastic always, and as always, stay tuned